Give me some Ingram. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Mark Ingram, fresh off a big performance a weekend ago, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So with that, let's get you up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens, led by the leading rusher amongst quarterbacks in 2018. In his second season now, Lamar Jackson. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here I come. Bang.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Snead's got it. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
Theories abound. People have opinions. But too often for this team this season, it's been the big play that's done them in.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Jackson, always a threat to run. He's got the 1st down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
A look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 13 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. Leading them out is the former first-rounder from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He may be playing free safety while wrapped up in a corner's body, but Earl Thomas is the best center fielder in the game. He cleans up everything back there as far as I'm concerned. I think he just has intelligence, understands things, and boy, is he tough.
Ben leaves to counter on the draw. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And the schedule makers have given them a little break right here. Back-to-back home games, and they won last week. So they're trying to make it 2 in a row before they hit the road next week. They have to take advantage of this break in the schedule.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. You can't hang.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Now Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
A big play that time on the catch and run. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Jackson, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now it's Jackson on the move to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Ingram. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and excited
rare.
is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
41 Mike. Let's go one more.
Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And an alley to run. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 30. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 69 yards. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here.
Defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know. Defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. On second down, Connor looking for space. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a second and goal. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on second and goal. Here's Connor, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal. On third and goal, Roethlisberger. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on third and goal. Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on fourth and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
An 18-yard attempt.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And they have been disruptive in the passing game, as we're going to see here.
And it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, you cover a guy in your area, and those windows that quarterbacks are seeking to throw into, they're closed in this case.
Yeah, they've been all over the place, knocking down pass after pass. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on second down. Quick throw taken in by Snead. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Third and 2. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on third and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. There are the numbers for McDonald from a week ago. Well north of 100 yards receiving. He was hard to stop. The only thing they did well defensively, they didn't allow him to get in the end zone.
And that's small comfort for them because he actually carved them up. I love his versatility. I love his route running. Ran the entire route tree. They hit him on deep shots, quick hitters, balls over the middle, balls to the sideline. He was everywhere.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. On third down, Roethlisberger. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. With it is Brown. These two teams all tied after one. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to keep it here. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
On 2nd down, it's Ingram. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He was taken down.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Snead as they run the jet sweep. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. The Ravens on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Jackson now. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They stopped them shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
And this will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hayden Hurst, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and the lead is now 10-3. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They run with Connor, and he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The Steelers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, it's Samuels. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, Samuels. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson rolling to his right. He's going to take off with it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
As an inside linebacker, got to be a little bit more poised.
No doubt about it, because they get a little bit of flexibility, especially when they're trying to stuff a gap. You know, we get that double A gap look. This time he got too eager and got too deep into the backfield.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Samuels. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well. And he's been right.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
26 Mike.
Brings up second down.
Go.
At the 18-yard line.
On second down, it's Ingram. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. The Ravens on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw is Jackson. Room here to run. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it hit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this one's right there, and that pushes the lead to 13-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw. That was a long touchdown of the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game. And they reacted poorly on that one.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Able to find Switzer. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Think about some of the memorable performances that Ben Roethlisberger has had over the years, and one of them came against the Ravens. He threw 6 touchdowns back in 2014 in a win against Baltimore. And actually, now that I think about it, that was on the heels of a 6-touchdown performance in a win over Indianapolis the week prior. So October of 2014 was kind to Big Ben. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. So that one will be accepted. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll run with Snell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. The Patriots, they're out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Jackson, he finds Roberts, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Jackson now 8 of 17 so far, so under 50%, but he's got a 1st and 10. Jackson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. And an alley to Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Roethlisberger will throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Snell on 3rd down. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what...
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently, we're going to get right back to it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there? And
yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
They go draw play. This is Samuels. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Roethlisberger. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Let him know, let him know.
They'll run on first down. Ingram. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 41, Jackson. Roberts has it.
Jackson's pass.
Come on now,
Complete
let's
to
go.
Seth Roberts. And 8 yards.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
And an alley to run. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. And a Raven first down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Offense.
David DeCastro, the former first-round pick out of Stanford, gets the flag. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. This is Samuels. That one good for 12 yards. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Here's Jackson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it with Dixon. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
He was brought down by 5-3.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
does well for the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On second down, it's Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Raven.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
At their 48-yard line.
Out of the pistol, here's Hill. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got Snead. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Dixon. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The tackle there by Mark Barron. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Andrews. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Quick throw taken in by Snead. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. And Jackson throwing once more. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decide to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Here's Jackson to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, but now it's 3rd and goal. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert? And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Willie Snead. His first touchdown on the year as they have taken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
the timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, Samuels. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the
and that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
You better be afraid of me.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 8. Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. Roethlisberger now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Samuels. Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Silver. Check.
They'll go with Snell here on first down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And a neutral zone infraction on the defense.
The defense thought they had the timing count on the quarterback's cadence, but they jumped too soon.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys have now moved out in front. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Jackson's pass caught by number 12. Touchdown, Baltimore.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Benny Snell, the intended receiver that time. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. But now it's 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Benny Snell, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They had a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They stay on the ground with Dixon. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got room. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Benny Snell with his first career NFL touchdown. And now they have taken a 4th quarter lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
3 down. Hey, check.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Now, after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Jackson's pass intended for Kenneth Dixon. Incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Snell. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49.
From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's a safety blitz and a sack for Earl Thomas.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now Roethlisberger. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for Roosevelt next.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll roll it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try.
And the pressure gets to him again. Mark Barrett, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now, after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Let's go. Do it.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. They're going to run again with Snell. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Snell. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, it's Snell. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. A run for Snell. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Chris Boswell for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. 4th down, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for